Heronis made all the smart picks. I was the one that just kind of said, okay. It was all Heronis and Coach Frost.
Delegating is
Oh man, it was a lot of fun though. Both teams played well, and I think it's a good foundation for next fall.
Alfred said it was a little sloppy, a little sluggish. How do you feel about overall?
I think there's some good things to take out of it. I think besides some turnovers, I thought both offenses were able to move the ball more or less, and like I said, I think there's a lot of young guys that played well today. Devin Allen came up huge today. But I think, as we progress, we want to always get better, and it's just kind of the standard now. We got to get improving.
What ways do you feel like you've grown since the end of last season? What do you want to improve on?
I think this spring, one of the focal points for me was footwork, and I think Coach Frost has done a really good job with me. You're not saying that my footwork is perfect now, but it's something that I can continue to work on. And through this whole process with Coach Frost, I think the one big takeaway for me was that you kind of throw with your feet. And a lot of the bad throws, a lot of inconsistent throws that I had last year were, sorry, thank you, were because of my feet not being in the right place or not set in the right way. And it's going to be one of those things that I got to continue to work on.
Any side bets between you, Bronis, and then Tony and Ifo?
I had a couple with some of the other guys. Cameron Hunt still owes me 20 push-ups right now, so I'll make sure he gets those in.
On that touchdown throw to Devin, it's kind of a broken play. You're finding some time there. Is that he's a younger receiver? Are you getting good chemistry with him, or what did he do right on that play?
We practiced scramble drills and stuff like that, and he was able to kind of implement what we did in practice and into the game. And that's huge to see out of someone as young as he is, to be able to kind of have his head on a swivel and be able to kind of recognize that. And not to say everyone's not doing it. I think he was kind of in the right place at the right time, and I think a lot of those young guys are really learning and picking up their offense well.
As a quarterback, was there any plays you saw from backups that really stuck out to you?
The last touchdown throw was a good play by Damien. It was kind of a broken play, and he was able to make the most out of it. And Devin really kind of took care of the rest.
Do you feel like the backups were impressive play a little bit?
Yes, for sure. I think those guys really wanted to win the job on one throw when they really didn't need to. But I think after a couple of drives, a lot of those guys kind of settled down a little bit. I thought Jeff and Taylor and Jake made some good decisions today, and Damien had a awesome last drive. And I think for each and single one of those guys, it's huge. It's got to build confidence toward fall.
Marcus, anything on tape that you think you want to look back on and say, oh, I wish I'd got that one? Can you think of anything?
From this game?
Yeah.
I missed a line route, we call it, kind of over the middle. I forget who was running the route. I'm pretty positive it was the one that I threw to Kenny Bassett. But at the same time, that's stuff that you can look at in the film and go over and improve on.
You spoke about Devin Allen in particular. How would you assess all of the wide receiver core after this spring, especially with Addison going down?
Yeah, with Braylon going down, it's been, I think, for the receivers, a good spring. Those guys, a lot of those young guys really stepped up. Chance Allen, Darren Carrington and Devin Allen and Dwayne have really just kind of stepped up out there, and they're really striving to be that guy that us quarterbacks can rely on, and that's great to see. They're always competing every single day in practice, and like I said, as we go forward, they're going to continue to work on it. Obviously we'll be throwing on doing 7-ons and whatnot with each other, and it's going to be pivotal for those guys to get going.
Obviously some good points today, Marcus, but in terms of the sluggishness and things being a little slower, what do you personally want to do to help the guys pick that up?
That's going to be, like we always talk about, it's like a horizontal leadership. And for me, I got to speak up a little more. At the same time, I didn't think it was totally sluggish. I think guys were going out there making plays. I thought defense played well. That's the stuff that we can always improve on and go forward and learn from.
Taylor looked a little nervous in the beginning. Did you say anything to him or calm him down?
Yeah, I wasn't really able to say a lot to him because he was on the other team. But that kid had a great spring. He, like a lot of the other quarterbacks today, they kind of pressed a little bit. But I think once he settled down, I thought he had a good drive, his last drive, and I think it's a learning point. I think he's gonna take it and learn from it, just as these other quarterbacks are. And we're always gonna continue to get better. Taylor will get better, and he'll be fine.
Running backs got involved in the passing game a lot today. Do you personally like that as a quarterback, and what does it do for the offense when those guys can come out of the backfield and catch passes?
It's huge. Defense can cover, the routes down the field, and if they leave the back open, it'll turn into a 40-yard gain. That's kind of been one of those deals, especially the last couple of years in this offense, that teams tend to forget the running back, and to be able to have guys that can catch it out of the backfield and make the most out of it is huge for this offense. It might be 3rd and 10, and you dump it off to, Byron or Thomas, and they get 15, and that's huge. And those guys, they've really worked on their hands because they understand that, and they've done a great job.
Tyner, when he first came into the program until now, what have you seen growth-wise?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that, please?
Tyner, when he first came into the program until now, what have you seen growth-wise?
He's really taken upon himself to learn the offense and just kind of understand blocking schemes. For a kid coming in, especially a freshman running back, all he wants to do is run with the ball. And he's done a great job of understanding what he needs to do in the pass protection game. And that's, especially in our play action where we need the running back to be able to pick up a blitzing backer, that's huge. And he's really grown in that aspect. Yeah. He's done well. I think he was funny today. He said this is probably the biggest crowd he'll play in front of since he's been here, and I think he had a lot of fun. He's one of those guys that he's got to kind of shake the rust off for not playing a few years, and I think he's going to continue to strive to get better. He's an incredible worker, and he's going to find his way into the role and be able to contribute for us.
Some of the guys talked about staying here in the summer, working out, not going home to their hometowns. What do you do in the summer?
Some of that. I'm going to be out here. I'm actually going to be a part of the graduation ceremony on June 16th, so I'll be here, and then I'll help out with the football camp, and then just work out with these guys. I think, it's huge. A lot of these guys want to be out here and get better, and it says a lot about this team. It says a lot about, the character, and, I think we're in a good place. Heading into these next few months, we're going to have to continue to ascend and get better, and, we'll see where we go.